Game of Life training.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. My name is Aaron David Spiegel with Game of Life training for the game of life. It's the stuff that they don't teach you in school and the stuff that they don't really teach you growing up. So, with all of that being said, thanks for joining me today on the Drive at 5 live. No jive. I really do appreciate you. Today I'm excited to talk about free will. I don't know how I come up with these topics exactly, but free will and freedom is definitely one of the highest values, if not the highest value that I have here in this life. So free will meaning, you have the capability of choosing and deciding what you want to do. Uh, what you choose, that's your ability to choose whatever it is that you want. That's your free will. And now that doesn't come without consequences or you can't just do things willy-nilly and expect that um there's not going to be a result for what you do. So whatever you do, whatever decision that you make, there's always going to be not necessarily a repercussion, but an outcome, we'll say. So that's free will. Okay, I'm going to go here and see what it says by definition here. It says free will is this is Chat GPT. Free will is the ability to make choices that are not determined by external forces, fate, or necessity. So essentially, you're choosing from within. The ability to make choices that are not determined by external forces, fate, or necessity. It implies that individuals have control over their actions and decisions rather than being completely governed by biological, social, or divine influences. Etymology is free, comes from Old English freo, meaning not in bondage, acting of one's own will, and then will derives from Old English willen, Willan, meaning to wish, desire, be willing. Together, free will originally meant the ability to act according to one's own wishes and desires without coercion. So, with that definition, I'm going to ask, do you have free will? Do you truly have free will? And I'm going to let you think on that. And then I'll finish it up. It says, philosophically, free will is debated in terms of determinism, the idea that all events are caused by prior states, and compatibilism, the belief that free will can coexist with causal determinism. So, I'm not gone. I'm still here. I was just trying to ingest what that was saying. Um, all right. So free will, and the question is, do you think that you have free will based on that definition that you can make a choice without coercion? And I tend to believe that that is not the case these days, at least not set up in this society that we're um, dwelling in right now. At least it's not set up that way to give man free will. Free will would say, I can do anything without coercion, like without being threatened. And pretty much, if you're driving on the highway and you're not bothering anybody, you're not causing any loss, injury, or harm, and you're going 80 miles an hour, um, but you feel safe and you think that it's safe and it is safe. I mean, but they have these statutes and codes that say that you should only go 55, 65, whatever the case might be. And then if you don't follow those statutes and codes, then for your safety, we're going to punish you. Um, to me, that doesn't sound like free will. That, you know, and that's the case with a lot of things. I mean, just being extorted money, um, which is really the main method of control. Because if you're under control, then you don't truly have free will. So if you're under anybody's authority aside from God, which God will punish you if you don't do the right things, as a man, you don't do wrong, which wrong would mean um cause loss, injury, or harm, essentially. So if you can live by doing no wrong, then you're not doing anything wrong. So the codes and the statutes are not the basis of what is right and wrong. Right and wrong is more a measure of it's I don't even say it's morality, but it really is measured mainly just by that if you're not causing loss, injury, or harm. As soon as you cause loss, injury, or harm, that's wrong, right? Everybody knows that. That's just the man. That's, under God, we have a conscience, and the only authority over you or me truly is God. So these corporations have come in and, set it up and, you know, made people to believe that these are what the way you have to be or the what you have to do, and essentially it's for your own good. And we've been conditioned such that if you try to tell anybody some different than that, you sound crazy because everywhere you look, I mean, I talked about this TV and movies, and they lay out this is just the way things are. They lay out, I mean, just like without knowing. If you're not aware of this, if you're not looking at a movie or a TV and seeing what they're subtly just putting there or straight in your face, like just this is just the way it is. If you're not looking at a movie like that, then you probably have just been caught up and assuming, that that's the way it is. And I use the police a lot because that to me, they show police on TV and they pull you over and they take your license and then I mean, you they force you to give a license, to identify them. And then if you have, some issue or if they have some issue with you, they literally like what would it be called? Kidnap? Kidnap. I mean, what else? If they're taking you against your will and you haven't committed a crime, meaning that you haven't caused loss, injury, or harm for anybody to anybody, then you're being kidnapped. And people just accept it that that's just the way it is because that's what they've grown up with. And I, kind of bought into that too. But if we're talking about free will here, let's be real. And, free will says without coercion. So if you have to be coerced, you're not really making that choice on your own free will. Instead of what we've been taught, we should just be taught to be an honorable man or a woman. Keep your word, do what you say you're going to do with other people. Um, consider other people, it says, treat your neighbor as yourself. It says, so if you live by these rules, the golden rule, um, I mean, which is still, but everything's got repercussions. So the golden rule is just a spiritual repercussion. If you don't, it's not spiritual. It's physical. It shows up here in this world. But as far as free will goes, you still have the free will to go against the golden rule, right? You have the free will, but you're going to get karma back. You're going to get the consequence back of those actions. So if you can just learn to be an honorable man or woman, if and we're not taught that. So, it's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault, and somebody else's responsibility. That's what we're taught, tell them I can't do anything about it. They put up shields, because you're not talking to a man, you're talking through a corporation when you're dealing with a business. It's like that's the way it's been set up, and everybody just accepts that as the way things are. But I've learned, and I'm learning more, and I guess not necessarily learning, but just understanding that the only authority over me in my life is God. So no man really has authority over me unless I give that to them, or if I'm causing loss, injury, or harm, then I feel it's a responsibility for another man to hold me accountable for that. But my own responsibility is to be held accountable and hold myself accountable. That's what being honorable is. So if I do cause some sort of a harm to you, what can I do to fix it? What can I do to fix it? Man to man, what can I do to fix it? Anything else that comes along, that is a corporation, like a police station, a city of, state of, anything else that comes along doesn't need to be there. That's, that's like a corporate. That's like papers, papers against man. Man is superior. And when you get that and you know that, then you can start to navigate in this realm through that with truth and free will. Nobody then can come against your free will because you understand that you are the authority. The only authority over you is God. So it's God, man, corporations, then all the rest. But a corporation does not have authority over you except that which you give it tacitly, essentially, just because you just think that that's just the way it is, because you've been taught that. So you're not wrong, you're not stupid, but you are misinformed, misunderstood, misunderstanding, about your true nature. That's all. And we're again back to your true nature, which they can't take from you. Nobody can take your soul from you. You have to give that up. And they've made it so easy just to give everything over. They made it so easy. In fact, it's expected. You just give away all your money. You give away your beingness to a job. You're being sold things that you're expected to want. You're being conditioned to want things that are unnatural. You're being conditioned to, and it's not just you, but like you come to an understanding, and it's like this information right here, right now is inevitable. Like you're going to awaken within yourself and realize, wait a minute, things are different than I thought that they were. I didn't realize. And you'll realize that you've been lied to, um, ad- inadvertently, advertently, intentionally, unintentionally, your entire life. You've been lied to because you are the authority. When I want to say free will, this is awesome. Okay. It says, nobody can say, I am for me. Nobody can say that for you, right? Who can say you are? Who can say you're an angry person? Who can say that? Who can say that you're a derelict? Who can say that you're a loser? Who can say that you're um, inferior? Who can say that you're less than? Who can say who aside from you? Nobody, except that which you accept it, which means that you're going to believe it's true too for you. So if you want to change those beliefs and you want to change who you are and be a better version of yourself and become more of what you would like to be, there is a solution. I mean, be free. Freedom is the number one most important thing. You can always be free in your mind, even if you're shackled physically. But it takes some practice, okay? Most people are prisoners to their mind and their old thoughts and the beliefs that somebody else has installed in them. Most people are like that. And it's few and far between where people are actually, especially in this world where you're just caught up in everything that you're supposed to be doing and watching and consuming, and you're caught up without thought. You, there is no free will to that. You're just going on autopilot in a hypnosis. And the only way out of that is the realization that, wait a minute, this little voice inside my head, who's controlling that? You know, where does that come from? That's the voice. That's me. That's the true me, that voice inside. That's what I accept or believe or create in this world. So if that voice is saying things to you that you don't like, you might want to have a visit with that voice and say, look, I don't like what you've been saying here. I don't like how you've been doing things. You know, if you're calling yourself a fat piece of garbage all the time, guess what? You're going to exemplify that. I've found this really cool thing some years ago that self-image is whatever you believe to be true about yourself, that that becomes, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? That becomes you. So if you can elevate that self-image, and you do it by first thinking of the person that you would like to be, and then also doing things within this realm and reality that is representative of that person. And then the more that you do those things, the more you come into that person or that man or woman. Person is a legal term. And that's again just something that that has been hidden in plain sight this whole time because nobody does any research. Maybe everybody just like the TV is the number one source of um information that people accept. And it's all programming. It's all programming. It's called programming for a reason because it's programming you what to think, even on the most unconscious level. And they put advertisements right there. You know, they popularize things. They know the formula to catch you and have you watch videos, and they encourage it. Binge. I mean, this is a thing, right? They're saying like binge watching is a thing. Why is binge watching a thing? Because it's been so encouraged. And you're giving away all of your energy. You're also soaking up every message that they're giving you subliminally, unconsciously, consciously. And that becomes your reality. And you accept that as just the way that this world is. You accept it unconsciously and you live by that. Every decision that you make is based on what you've probably learned from the TV. What everybody else does in this world is a reflection of the TV. Everybody sees the TV, everybody believes the TV, everybody does what the TV. So even when you go outside and you see other people, they're going to be acting the way that TV has told them to act until there's like an understanding or an awakening that it comes maybe through a video like this or from a friend or somehow. But I think that it's coming for everybody, and you're at that point in your experience now. Question authority. Unless it's, I mean, who needs to keep you safe from everything in this world? I mean, seriously, I grew up, I'm Gen X, right? Okay, so I grew up riding in the back of a pickup, bouncing on dirt, over driving over creeks in the back of a pickup at 9 years old on the highway in one of those camper shells for sure, but also just on the highway at 5, 6, 7, 8 in the back of a pickup, and I'm okay and I'm here. Because there is no crime, there is nothing wrong. You don't have to protect me from myself. You People have not been taught how to just be for themselves. Nobody's been taught that. You're told exactly how to be the whole time growing up, regardless of it's right or wrong. And you're taught if you don't listen to me, then you're going to get punished by the school, by your parents, by authority figures, police, they take you to jail, you're going to be punished. And so, if you already have a free spirit, this is a good way to break your spirit over life, right? And people have been broken. I've been broken and I'm on the mend and I'm back and I'm on the way better to express in this world what I prefer, what I want. That's where I'm at. It's on autopilot now. So this is part of that. I'm excited to be here. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys for showing up. And I also appreciate that you're here just in time for you being. It's like everything happens as it should when it should. And it's so cool. So I'm building my reality with my free will. You can build your reality with your free will, but you have to question everything that you've been taught in the past. And you really have to go in and say, what is it that I want? Like truly, what is it that I want? Do I want to be fat and out of shape? Do I want to, go up the stair? Do I want to crack up and think that it's funny that, everybody's just got problems? Do I want to just accept that disease runs rampant in this world and that you're going to get a disease, that's just the way it is? Not for me, not for me. But you have to do the research. And you know what? Everything's out there, natural. It's all out there for us to take care of ourselves. It's all, again, you've been conditioned. Medicine is natural. It's all there. There's something for every ailment. And the ailments a lot of times come from your mind because you're living in this world that is crazy, crazy, right? So you have to design your own life. You have to take time to meditate. You have to take time to take care of yourself. But you can't even do that until you're aware that that's what you need to do. And you have to do it every day. And that's kind of why I'm here, kind of preaching the same message every day for the last however long here now. Because if you don't remind yourself daily, you forget. You literally have all these thoughts, all these infinite possibilities throughout your day, and you're in such a hypnosis that you do the same shit every time, all the time, and you do it, you don't even know why. I just saw this thing about these monkeys that climbed a ladder, and first, when they put all these monkeys in a pit, and they put a ladder there, and as soon as the monkey would try to climb out, one monkey, and there's like 5 monkeys in there. As soon as one monkey would try to climb out, they would spray all the other monkeys with water. So then another monkey would try to climb out and they would spray all the other monkeys with water. And then they basically learned that if a monkey's trying to get out or climb the ladder, that they're all going to get sprayed. So they started beating up the monkey that was trying to climb out. Well, then they took and they got rid of one of the original monkeys and they put a new monkey in. And then the new monkey started to climb out and they just beat him up. They stopped the water. They just beat him up because they knew that if you climb up the ladder, the original ones knew that you would get sprayed. Well, now they just beat him up. Now this new monkey learns that if you climb the ladder, you just get beat up. So then they took another old monkey out and put a new monkey in. And then the new monkey tried to climb the ladder and the crowd and that guy too, the new guy, beat up the new monkey. They beat up the new monkey. And then basically they took the old one out, put the new one in, and everybody ended up old. All the old people were gone and all the new people were there. And now if you just put a new monkey in, they would just beat up the monkey if it started to climb up the ladder. And they didn't even get sprayed. They didn't even know why. They just learned that you're supposed to beat up the monkey if it climbs the ladder. So that is not a good teaching, right? I mean, we've learned a lot of things and we do it just because that's what we think we should do. And we don't think about anything. And that's why you have this division and this fight, and people are so easy to control by mass manipulation through the media. And they put two birds of the same, or two wings of the same bird. They've got Democrats and Republican, black and white, gay, straight. I mean, geez, genders, male, female, generational. I mean, there's so much divide and so much separation and seclusion because nobody thinks for themselves. It's all group think these days. And if you really thought for yourself, you just realize, wait, we're all men and women. We're all wanting for the same things, and we all can get along. But we have to relearn. You have to relearn, what is really truly human life is like the biggest, right? That's it. We have human life. That's freaking amazing. We get this experience. How crazy awesome is that? And we can live it in harmony without somebody trying to save us from ourselves. But the only way that that's going to happen is if more people, just like you and me and you, more people realize that. And when we're given this directive to do stupid things that we really like, the mask, for example, gosh, man, I talked to so many people in the grocery store that said, I don't know, I'm just wearing it because they say you got to. And I'm like, do you feel like it really protects you? And I'm not wearing a mask. And I could get some people to take it down off completely. It only happened a couple of times, but they have been so conditioned by the TV and fear to wear that mask, even though every bit of science and evidence, if you did your own, said that mask is not helping a damn bit for you, and it's also causing you problems. And if you even took a second to step back from realizing that it is causing problems, then why the hell would you do that in the first place, except that you were told to, and you have somebody has the authority over you? Well, it's not that case. Okay, you don't have to protect me from myself. I've lived in the world. Now that may apply to some of these younger guys and younger girls because you have been taught to be safe your whole freaking life. You have no sense of adventure. You have no sense of your own authority. Everything's got to be told to you. You got to be told what to do until you break out and you start thinking for yourself. And that's really what this is. Think for yourself. Stop. Take a minute. Realize, what is it that I want? You're the only one that's going to be able to fulfill that. Okay. And if you don't ever sit back and think about what is it that you want, it's like riding a river without any oars. And then you come to the falls, and one day you're going to be like, whoa, what happened to my life? It's gone. And I never even did this, experienced this. It's been shit my whole fucking adult life. Man, is this all there is to it? No, it's not. There's more. And that is inside you, but you got to awaken that up. So you can use this for yourself, and you say, I'm becoming more awake every day. I'm becoming more wise every day. I'm becoming more discerning every day. I'm becoming whatever it is for you, as a better, I'm becoming freer in my mind and in this world every day, whatever it is, because you'll start to see it, but you got to practice it. It's the number one practice for mastery in this world for anybody. I don't care. Give me some evidence outside of that. I haven't seen it any different. So show me. But that's just the way it is. Whatever you believe to be true becomes true for you. So why not direct and control your own thoughts and your own words, and choose your own words so that you can get the things that you want to experience in this life. With that being said, I really do appreciate you being here. You can reach me, Aaron David Spiegel, at 513-604-5621 is the surest way to actually get information or get a hold of me. Other than that, you can check me on Facebook, Aaron David Spiegel. There's a page for that, so I don't really use that right now, but Game of Life Training for the Game of Life. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, make it your best day ever.